Good, y'all. Listen, look, I'm mad I even gotta say this.
Why are we acting like this is not egregious? Get your fucking coat like.
There's nothing wrong with hate. You've got to hate some things with a passion. And destruction, they must dislike and hate with a passion.
Peace, 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 peace. This is a last minute late night vibe. It is a late night vibe, but it's also late night live. I meant to say live. I actually meant to go live a little bit earlier. Had a couple things get in the way of that, but I was like, I cannot let today go past without covering this because I'm not going to have, I might not have time tomorrow to do so either. So I said, you know what? Screw it. Let's just go off the late night. You know, I don't usually go live on Thursdays, nor do I usually go this late. At least, I can usually go this late, maybe on like a Friday, if I go live. But yeah, definitely different out of habit. But I do appreciate you on the playback or coming in live. I appreciate y'all. Y'all some real ones for rocking with realists. But yeah, I have to talk about this story. Shout out to my father. Okay, he sent me this. That brother be having all the news. Okay, I don't know where the hell he be finding this at. Facebook or wherever the hell, but he be finding everything and be telling me about stuff I need to talk about. Okay, so shout out to my father for keeping me up to date. But what's egregious is this particular story that we're about to get into is I couldn't find literally not even one news article about this. Not even one. Like quite literally, I couldn't find anything about this story other than some things on the grassroots, which is what I'm about to get into. Shout out to this is why we need new black media. Support new black media. Support B1 media. Support black media, period. Okay. Especially black media on a grassroots. Support black media on the grassroots because literally things like this that get suppressed in the mainstream, this is what we here for. Okay. To spread the news, the stuff that they don't want to talk about. Spread the things that they don't want to talk about. Okay. Because usually shit they don't want to talk about is the most egregious things that we need to know. All right. But I digress. So shout out to this brother in particular, Richard Taylor. This brother is the only reason why I know any of the details about this damn case. Okay. Unfortunately, this brother, hold on, let me see if I can rewind it just a little bit so you can see what he looked like. This brother right here did an interview with the mother of Mario Kaiser. Kaiser, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I'll see, but I'll listen to the video just to make sure. But I think it's Kaiser. He did an interview with his mother, and this is why we have all the details. And I'm going to go over this, play this video, and go through it, react to it as we go through it, just so y'all can understand what's going on. Just to give you a gist to start with, though, this brother, Mario Kaiser, is a truck driver, and he was in Charlotte, North Carolina. He doesn't live there, but he was there, I think, on a trip, if I'm not mistaken, and he was found dead in the woods. Hung with the rope around his neck. And of course, the police out there is trying to say that this was a unaliving, a suicide attempt done upon himself. But shout out to the mother who's on code. She said, black people don't do that. That ain't, you know what I'm saying? She know her son. Moreover, she knows her son. She said he didn't do that. So we're going to get into some of the details. And I think that's, I mean, come on, obvious enough why they're not talking about it, to be honest, because there's probably some foul play, some conspiracy at hand. But we're going to get into it. Nonetheless, and get into the details. All right. But again, shout out to this brother, Richard Taylor. What's his page? Taylor House Publishing. This is Taylor House Publishing. I think this is on Facebook or YouTube. This looks like Facebook, if I'm not mistaken. But y'all go look him up. Shout out to the brother for covering this. Is a blessing. So yeah, let's get into it.
April the 29th, 2025. And here it is, May the 25th. And there has been.
Oh, yeah, this happened on April 29th. This actually happened a month ago. This is what I'm saying. This happened a month ago, and there's no news coverage on it. Nothing. There's not even one article I could find, literally. So, yeah.
No news coverage, not even an article, not even a news clip, nothing. And it seems like the detectives in Charlotte are trying to cover this up, just like they did Javion McGee. So I want you to listen to this phone call that I had with the mother.
Javion McGee is another brother who was found unalived with a rope around his neck, who they try to say hung himself as well, but he was in Charlotte as well.
And you're going to see, once again, how suspicious this death of a young black trucker with his own trucking business seems. Just listen. Hello, may I speak with Miss Moore?
This is she.
Hey, how you doing, Miss Moore?
I'm doing okay.
Okay, my name is Richard Taylor. I got your number from Miss Gates, Tiara.
Uh-huh.
And she had told me about your son, which I was the one who kind of exposed this case down there in North Carolina. And I hadn't heard anything about it. And so I was wondering, could you kind of give me some information so I can look into it?
Yes, you ain't hear nothing about it because they ain't put it on the news or nothing. They ain't even, when we got down there, we went to the police station. I guess I should have went to his apartment first, but we went to the police station and to go talk to Detective Moore. And when I got there, he was like, oh, I can't believe you got here that quick. I said, what do you mean? This is my son, my baby boy. Yeah, I'm coming quick. So we got down there, we in there talking, and all along we talking, he got a smirk look on his face, smiling and stuff. So I hit the table. I told him, if you don't quit with that smirk look on your face, because ain't nothing funny. This is serious. Somebody done killed my son. And he said that they saying this. I said, why would he kill himself?
And he was a truck driver too?
Yeah, Mario drove trucks, and he had his own little trucking business too.
And how old was he?
He just turned 30 February the 25th.
Okay, that's the day before my birthday. What city did this happen in?
This happened in Charlotte, North Carolina.
On what day?
They said that it was 2 hours away from where her son got killed at. So,
yeah. So what day did it happen on?
They said it happened April the 29th. And I ain't able to get no police report, the autopsy or nothing, but it's funny because, I told the detective, I said, because he told me that
It's been a month and she ain't seen no damn autopsy. She ain't seen no police report and it's been a month. Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, Rip, this is foul play.
Just picturing and everything. But when I asked for him, all of a sudden he talking about the fire department took the picture. So I'm asking him, so which one is it? Did you take the pictures or who took the pictures? And he kept saying, I'm asking him, so what? All of a sudden he talking about, because he told me that he took pictures and everything. But when I asked for him, all of a sudden he talking about the fire department took the pictures. So I'm asking him, so which one is it? Did you take the pictures or who took the pictures? And
he probably did take the pictures. And the reason why he don't release them is probably because it probably makes it more obvious. The same reason why you ain't seen the autopsy probably makes it a hell of a lot more obvious that this was not done by himself. This wasn't self-inflicted. And moreover, the egregious mentality of the white supremacists, the white supremacist culture, they love their what do you call it? Not heirlooms. What's the word I'm looking for? Their trinkets, they love to keep a hold of the evidence of the vile things they've done and gotten away with to Black people. Prime example, Nat Turner, they chopped that brother up and passed his body parts down for generations. Okay. So yeah, that's something they like to do. I wouldn't be surprised if they got them pictures somewhere put up in a safe somewhere or in an attic with a bunch of other paraphernalia that's also incriminating and obvious, that shows they're white supremacists and have done harm to Black people before. So very much a possibility that, yeah, they still got the pictures. Honestly, souvenirs. Thank you so much. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if both of them took the pictures, the police department, the police officers, and the fire department, because the fire department be just as fucking racist as the police department. Okay. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if both of them got them. That's kind of like, why wouldn't she be able to see? I mean, I'm saying that's kind of like it, so obviously, like obviously, like there's a conspiracy going on.
Saying he didn't ever know where Mario lived at, and then all of a sudden, I guess he went to his apartment, went inside his apartment, talking about his 4 phones, his computer, tablet, everything was wiped clean. He didn't leave no note or nothing. And we went to the crime scene. They didn't even have it taped off. The stuff was still there.
He didn't have no note. His laptop was wiped clean.
The table that they claiming he stood on, but my son weighed 307 pounds. I told him ain't no way he could have stood on that without either breaking it or when he stood on it, it should have had footprints on it. And it should have went.
Was that just a stool? That looks like a stool. I hope that little flimsy ass chair. I know damn well. He 300 pounds. He ain't get up on that shit. I know damn well. Egregious.
Down into the ground, because it was soft out there.
Even the fact that they didn't have the crime scene blocked off is a problem too, because now you're talking about tampering with evidence. Why wouldn't you shut down the crime scene? That's just, okay, yeah.
Did you take pictures of the table and the scene?
Yes, I got all of that. So we go back the next day. And the stuff is gone. So I called the detective. I said, so why didn't you get the stuff from the crime scene? But now it's gone. We went back out there to get it. It's gone. He didn't say anything. But he done been all in Mario's apartment and stuff, and he was going to arrest us for going down there saying that I was trespassing and stuff.
So Mario lived in Charlotte?
Mario lived in Charlotte at, I got his address and stuff.
He did live in Charlotte. I thought he was just visiting Charlotte because he's a truck driver. But he was currently living in Charlotte as well.
Okay. Yeah, he lived in Charlotte, but what they saying, the detective saying that he walked out of his apartment and walked into the woods, 50 feet into the woods, and hung himself. I said, ain't no way. Why would he hang himself? And if he would have did it in his apartment, And then I told him.
It would have been a hell of a lot easier to do in your apartment, and then somebody would actually have found you. Why would you go 50 feet into the woods where nobody might even find you to do that? And your family, all of your family is in a different state. At some point, you will want your body to be found, I would assume, and your family to know where you are. So, yeah, that don't even make sense.
I said, well, black people don't hang themselves. And I told him, I said, well, black people don't hang themselves. What I say that for? He done got pissed because I said that. And he talking about, I said, black people don't hang themselves. Black people will shoot themselves or take some pills. Now, we don't hang ourselves. And Mario had no reason for to kill himself anyway. And then he said he didn't know where he lived at, but all of a sudden, he know where he lived at. He seen Mario leaving out his apartment at 10:30 at night, he said. His girlfriend was...
And can I just say, I got to applaud the mother for standing on business and telling that officer, yeah, black people don't do that. And the fact that he got mad shows, honestly, it's a little bit of proof in the pudding for me, because he's like, damn, she not falling for it. That was like, oh, damn, this a small one. Oh, I ain't think she was going, it's like, no. We know our people, and she know her son, moreover. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that. I had an aunt who unalived herself when I was a child under egregious. She did not do that, okay? She used a gun. That's, what I'm saying? I don't even think I've ever heard of a black person ever doing that outside of, appeals or gun, to be honest. Like, I can't even think of one case where that's actually happened. Maybe, I'm sure maybe it's happened. I'm not saying it's never happened. But I can't think of no cases where usually when I think about somebody, like when it comes to black people specifically, it's usually a gun or some sort of pills, drugs, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's automatically a red flag. And they know that. They know, especially in the South, they know that. They know the black people understand the history and the meanings behind that, the shit our ancestors had to go through with that specific way of dying. So no, a lot of us is not going to do that just off that. Just off that, to be honest. So shout out to the sister for pointing that out.
On the phone with him, and on the game system, she said she can check and tell when he clocked in and out of it, whatever. But yeah, she said that they was on the phone talking. So she ain't no way he could.
They was on the phone talking at 10:30?
No, they was on the phone at 11:30 talking, but they said he left the apartment at 10:30. So when he left the apartment, I asked the detective, did you see him with the table and the rope in his hand that you said he hung himself with?
And what he said?
They rushed me into getting him embalmed.
So they embalmed his body?
Of course. Because they trying to get rid of the evidence. Oh, egregious. She should have hired a private, what is it called? And I'm not saying that it's not an option for everybody, because that shit is cheap, but she should have got somebody to do a private autopsy, for sure, a private coroner, to check the body out, because that's insane. They rushed her, especially because they was rushing her to embalm her. Yeah. It sounds like guilty actions.
Here?
They would not let me see him. Down there, yeah, in North Carolina, they would not let me see him. I begged him. I said, please let me see him. I don't want y'all to embalm him. I want to see him. You know, I got to look at his body and everything. But they said, no, man, we cannot do that. So, yes, his body is still down there because I was trying to wait on his dad. His dad's supposed to be getting out, at least let him see him because he ain't seen him in years, you know, because I was going to just get him cremated.
So,
so much.
So his body been down in North Carolina for about a month now.
Yeah, it's down there in the what they say in the
morgue.
The funeral home.
Okay.
Yeah, the morgue, yes.
And so how did the detective say he saw him?
The detective told me that a doctor came into the parking lot of the doctor business offices over in that area. When he was coming down, he claimed that the light shined on him and he seen a person hanging. So he goes up to him and there was no life or nothing, you know?
No.
Like, did he try to get him down or anything, you know?
So you said there was a doctor that shined the light into the woods?
That shined the light coming down into the park, and that's what he telling me, the detective said. The doctor came down into the parking lot as he was coming down. His light shined, and that's how he saw the body.
And so,
I asked him who was the doctor. Of course, he ain't telling me nothing. You know, he don't.
I'm like, that doctor sound like he trying to get that nigga alibi. That's what that sound like. I mean, it's not an alibi. He trying to sound like he trying to back his story up. That's what that is. He backing the sheriff's play. But again, all of these white supremacists be connected. There's white supremacists in every area of human activity, but especially in law enforcement, especially when it comes to hospitals, especially when it comes to fire departments, so yeah, all of these people, those in particular, fire departments, hospitals, hospitals, police officers, they usually be connected. And that's a lot of times how they get away with shit like this, is that all of them could be connected. Even when police officers do things to people and send them to hospitals, sometimes the hospitals will finish the job. Dr. Martin Luther King. So I'm saying, Junior. So all I'm saying is these people be connected. We can't trust nobody. I say that. I hope the mother is suspicious. Well, she sounds suspicious of everybody, which she 100% should be.
We could talk to nobody, ask questions, or nothing.
So you remember when you told me that the detective said he saw him coming out of the apartment?
Yes. And I asked him, how did he see him?
Yeah, how did the detective say he saw him?
I asked the detective, how did you see him coming out of the apartment? You told me you ain't know where he lived at. All of a sudden, you had his apartment and everything. And when we went to the apartment complex, the young girl was talking to us, you know, but another one was sitting behind her, ear hustling. I told my sister-in-law, I'm going to the bathroom. I'll be right back. When I came back, the girl must have went and called the detective or something. As soon as we was going out the door, he gonna say, didn't I tell you? Before I knew it, I'm telling him, who are you talking to? Because I'm not your kid. The heck you mean? Who are you? What you telling me?
Same reason why he gave that response of what you of the scoff. Why he scoffed when she said black people don't hang themselves.
Did not tell you not to go back there. An officer will be out there and you guys will be arrested for trespass. I told him, well, we already gone.
And you said you said he went in his apartment and he said his 4 phones and his computers were wiped clean.
Wow.
Everything was wiped clean and he didn't leave a note or nothing. I said, oh, hell no, this is not right.
4 phones? The man had 4 phones. You telling me nothing was on none of them and the computers? Come on now.
And what gave them right to go into the apartment too?
That's what I asked him. Who did you go in the apartment with? He said he went into the apartment with another detective, Murphy.
Because why would I be going to the apartment? Yeah, they would need a warrant for that. They would need a warrant to go in that fucking apartment. And they didn't. If that's not the crime scene, nigga, you don't need to be up in there, period. That right there shows guilty actions, man. If they don't call a motherfucking FBI or somebody on these people, this is clearly foul play. Why was y'all even in that man's apartment? For what? And now you threatening the mother? You getting all hostile when she says she about to go back to where she can actually go. Because that's not a fucking crime scene. The crime scene is 50 feet in the damn woods.
I said, well, where's the property manager at? Why is they not going in there? Y'all going in there, y'all could be taking anything out. I won't know what's missing unless the girlfriend goes in there with me, you know?
Did you get his property back?
They won't let me get the property. I got to talk to detective. Detective is in charge of everything.
And who's that Detective Moore?
No, Detective Moore. I'm going to get his full name because I got his badge number and everything. Oh, yeah, he's a mess, I'm telling you. He's sitting up there with a smirk look on his face, but he bought this other police officer. She got on a police uniform. He brought her in there. She got a notepad and everything. Boom. She set that notepad down, didn't take notes or nothing. She just sitting there staring. I had to tell her to quit staring. But she just staring us down, you know?
And they don't even got this. They haven't had one news report
they ain't put it on the news or nothing. I'm telling you, the crime scene it wasn't taped off or nothing. This mug gonna tell us, oh, we watch too much TV. I said, oh no, this ain't no TV. This is real life stuff. Black people do not hang themselves.
Nope.
And you gonna not tell them you ain't gonna sit up here and tell me that my son hung himself. No, somebody else did this. But yeah, Detective Moore, he is a mess.
So have they given you any of his property?
I ain't got none of his property. I ain't got the police report. Nothing.
Wow.
Okay.
They ain't gave me nothing. The autopsy, nothing. You know, I'm like, I would like the police report, the autopsy, the pictures, all that, because I need to see this, you know, because you saying he hung himself, but when we went to the crime scene, why is the little bitty table on the other side of the tree, you know?
You gotta send me that picture so I can see. And
so that picture ain't that's not even a real. Can I zoom in on this? That's not even a real damn table. It's a stool. You telling me you telling me 300-pound Negro got up on that little ass stool just to hang himself? He went 50 feet in the woods instead of staying home. You went 50 feet in the woods. It's just so many. Come on. This is nonsensical. They know this shit don't make no sense.
Girlfriend.
I got the lighter, though. I got the lighter.
Was it his lighter?
I don't know. I just picked it up. I didn't touch it or nothing because it was at the crime scene.
So
I went back to get the other stuff. The cigarette, the white cigarette was gone. And the chair, the table that they saying he stood on, it was gone.
She need to go run DNA. She need to send that motherfucker to CSI. She need to go get some DNA ran on that lighter for sure. Because she said the cigarettes was gone, which means they went back and tried to clean up that damn crime scene. They probably, again, they ain't think he was going to have no mother that was going to come up there and investigate. They probably thought they was going to have one of these Negroes was going to roll over, cry, and let this be another tragic case. No. She said, oh, hell no, something ain't right immediately. And I'm so glad she at least did that. She picked up something. She said, what the fuck? Why this lighter right here? Now the cigarettes is gone. Man, yeah. She didn't get somebody else involved in this. Somebody outside of this county has to be involved in this case.
On. Yeah, but they left the lighter, but I did pick it up. I ain't touch it or nothing. I got it wrapped up in this bag. And so he gave me his clothes that he had on, so I got them. I ain't even opened that bag yet. It's just in there.
So what they said, he hung himself from a tree?
They said he hung himself from a tree. Yep, I took pictures and everything, you know?
Okay.
I'm like, they done left everything at the crime scene. They didn't tape it off or nothing. I asked the detective, so why y'all ain't got this on the news? Ain't nobody knowing nothing about it, you know?
And what
like
they say?
Little boy, they ain't know nothing about him.
And so what time do you think did the girlfriend say what time she got off the phone with him?
I don't know. She didn't say what time because she said it was 11:30. She screenshotted me. I'm gonna send you all that too.
Okay.
She screenshotted me the call and everything. That's why I said, "Oh, I'm not understanding this here."
I can't believe this been a month and nobody has heard nothing.
I ain't heard nothing. They ain't saying nothing.
Especially with such obvious foul play in hand. Ain't nobody heard. Man, they getting buried. Maybe they be working with the motherfucker at this point. Because how the fuck is they burying a story like that? I mean, I know this is in the country, Charlotte. I mean, Charlotte is like it's kind of job like the city part of North Carolina. Well, it has a city area. Let me say that. It's right there on the border of South Carolina. So there is a rural. There's definitely a lot of rural areas still within Charlotte. But still, for this to be so close to a city, you know what I'm saying? Something so city-like, there should be more coverage. There should have been at least something. So that means they're actively suppressing this story.
And they won't answer the phone. I called his supervisor because I was telling him how he treated us when we got down there. Like, this is a joke. He don't care about nothing, you know? And we felt like we was being followed and stuff. You know, certain places we go, we felt like we was being followed. I said, oh, my God.
Who went down there with you?
Me, Mario's grandma, Mario's uncle, his cousin, and his...
Absolutely. I'm sorry. I just want to, I'm glad you said that too. The fact that the police and detectives have absolute authority over your deceased loved one's body is crazy. That shit needs to change. Absolutely. I don't see how that's fair, especially us knowing the egregious history of the police department, the roots of it, the foundation of it, the fact that it's still corrupt and it's corrupt from the bottom to the top. From the top to the bottom. We absolutely should have our own, we should be able to have the final and the first decisions, of what happens to our loved one's body after something happens, for sure. Absolutely. And I think the state should pay that. There should be like some sort of resources outside of the police. Really should come from us, Black people. We need to get on that. But there needs to be some sort of organization somewhere where Black people specifically can go to have our own investigations done, because clearly they don't give a damn. And clearly, when something happens that they don't want to let out, they're going to do their best, do their due diligence to make sure it don't get out and make sure the truth does not get exposed. So we have to make sure we have something on the other side to combat that.
AT and his other cousin. So they already told me don't go down there by myself.
Yeah, so y'all got down there the next day.
Yes, sir. As soon as we came there, he was like, oh, I didn't know y'all was coming this quick. I'm about to lose my mind. What is you saying that to me for?
Right.
You know?
So how did he say he got in touch with y'all? How did he say he knew who y'all was?
He got in touch with, I guess they got in touch with the Alton Police Department because they called my cousin, Michael Woods, and he called me because I'm on his lease thing over at his apartment when I first moved in town. So that's how they got it. That's how they found out an address on me and went over there and was telling him that he needed to call me, and they telling me and stuff over the phone. And then I wouldn't believe in him. So when he came over here and he said the detective gonna call you, I said, okay. So he comes over here and all my family and everybody was over here. We was talking and stuff, and the detective called and told me that they found Mario in the woods hung. Just like that. I'm like, what? I said, you lying. He did not kill himself. That's what they trying to say. He killed himself.
And so these woods was like right by his apartments?
Right by his apartment, like 50 feet. That's what they trying to say. He walked. But the detective said he didn't even see him. Now, all of a sudden, you just seen him on the camera and stuff. That's what I'm trying to figure out. When you seen him on that camera, what did he have in his hand? Detective Moore won't even tell me.
They're lying. They ain't got his ass on no fucking camera. They're lying. That's what the fuck they sound like. You telling me that he left the house at 11:30? I mean, at 10:30, he was on his phone with his girlfriend at 11:30. You telling me that y'all got footage of him walking outside his house into the woods? I don't believe it. And they ain't showing her a lick of fucking evidence. These niggas is lying. Them crackers is lying. Let me correct myself. They lying straight out they fucking mouth. They're lying.
Tell me that, you know.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he said he seen him on the apartment camera.
Yeah, he seen him on the apartment camera. I guess it's like a key pod or something you got to use to get in.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he seen him on that leaving at 10:30 at night. The girlfriend said, how did he see him leaving at 10:30 at night? He in the house talking to me on the phone.
And which means even if he did leave, he came back. So they either straight up lying or half-ass lying. Either way, it ain't the fucking truth. Because if he left, that means he came back. Maybe he left before he got on the phone with his girlfriend, ran to the store, came back. Because if he was on the phone with his girlfriend, she would have known. A girlfriend is going to ask, baby, where you at? At 12, 11 o'clock at night, 10, 11 o'clock at night, where you at? Are you at home? If you're not home, where the fuck is you at? Because wherever you're at, I'm sure that your girlfriend is going to want to know that. For sure. like at 11 o'clock at night. She knew. So if he was at home, she would have known. Yeah, he told me he was going to the store, but he was coming right back. She told me, yeah, he told me, yeah, he was going to run to his homeboy house, but he was, he was staying the night. He was going to call me when he got there. He never called me. Something. Like, it would have been some sort of context behind that. But the fact that it said the girlfriend is like, I have no clue what the fuck you're talking about. We was on the phone together and that nigga was at the crib. Come on now.
She screenshotted everything. I said, yeah, he's lying. That's why he know he didn't got caught up in the lie. That's why he went back and got that table from the crime scene, because it wasn't there.
All right. Now, there you hear the mother describing her experience with the Charlotte Police Department in the wake of her son's demise. And there's so many inconsistencies with what the detectives are saying that raises eyebrows. First of all, they're asking her, how did she get there so quick? Because they probably were her see the body devices and his computer. 11:30, evidently, and ask them, why have we not heard about this?
Yeah. Shout out to the brother, man. Richard Taylor. Definitely y'all go show that brother some love. Go follow him. I don't know if he has other social platforms, but I believe this is his platform on Facebook, Taylor House Publishing. Go show that brother some love, because this is an egregious story that needs to be talked about. It needs to be spread, especially to those in North Carolina. Y'all know I lived in North Carolina for a long time. I'm all right, get that southern twang in me. And I've definitely been to Charlotte a rack of times. That's why I'm like, it's kind of surprising. Well, it's not really surprising, because again, Charlotte does have rural areas, but the areas I've been to in Charlotte mainly are city-like areas, with stuff like this, usually, stuff like this more so in the rural parts of, what I'm saying, rural parts of the country. So yeah, definitely egregious situation, but yeah, people in North Carolina got to know about this, man. Y'all got to spread some awareness. I'm gonna get this story out there, because y'all need to get on their asses. Y'all need to get on that police department ass and get some answers immediately. Black this family, because this is egregious. Like, that's just, we can't allow things like that to go on. We already had the two twin brothers. They try to say that they hung themselves. We had again the brother that was the other brother who was in North Carolina, Javon. What was it? Javon McGee, I think that was his name. So come on now. We can't allow this to be. We have to set a standard of what happens when you do one of these to ours. Okay. When you do something like this to ours. So again, yeah, shout out to the mother, condolences to the family. I pray that they get justice. If y'all want to show some love, some support, this is their GoFundMe. Support for his final farewell. I'm assuming this is maybe for his funeral expenses. Let me just read the bio right quick. So we would ever think that something's Mario's life ended too soon. No mother should have to bury the buried child. Alicia wants to get one last time to hold her son's hand and have that one last talk with Mario. Anyone who knows Alicia can agree that she is a very giving person. She has a heart of gold. This GoFundMe is established to help Alicia bring Mario back home to Alton. Okay, got you. This is for his funeral expenses and to bring his body back to their hometown. Alton. Gotcha. Okay. Family, friends, and unknown. Let's come together and ease his mother's pain. Absolutely. So yeah, if y'all could donate anything, their goal is really not that much. It's only 3,500. That's not a lot. We could get that. They already had 1,700. We can get that up very easily, 3,500. And get that brother back home. So he can have a proper burial. But that is egregious, outrageous, everything between, man. Like, for real, I pray that this family get justice. I'm gonna try to keep up with it. Prayerfully, there's some more coverage on it within the next coming weeks, because literally, like I said, there was nothing. I couldn't find anything, not a lick of anything about this damn story. So other than this brother who was talking about it, and I think it was another video from his cousin. It was like from Mario's actual cousin on TikTok, and they was talking about it. They wasn't talking about it. They had a picture up there, and I think they posted in the caption. They described what happened to him in the caption. So yeah, nothing else though outside of black people in the grassroots talking about this. All right. So yeah, we need to super chat there. Thank you. But yeah, so yeah, we definitely got to get on this. We definitely got to support. Please go. I put their GoFundMe link in the description if y'all want to go over there and show some love to them. I appreciate you. I'm sure they appreciate you as well. So yeah, man. And even if not, just share the story, share the live, go and share that brother's live. Matter of fact, I should put his live in there. I just exit out, but I'll put his live inside my comments as well. But share his video too. get it out there, because this is something that a lot of people need to know about. These damn all these blog sites that want to post all this bullshit, they need to post this. Okay, they need to be posting shit like this too. Okay, because just as much as they can post these trends and get it popping, or post these celebrities, and they can post this so these families could get some more coverage for their deceased loved ones. Okay, it's the least we can do. Okay. So yes, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. This was a late night live. I really ain't know how this was about to go, but I had to do it. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you. Just a little something to bless you. I appreciate that. But yeah, I had to get up here and talk about that, man. Shout out to my father for sending me that for sure. He's a real one. Rock with the realest, send me the realest. But yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. I think I'm gonna go live. I might try to go live during the day tomorrow. I gotta work tomorrow night though, so I'm gonna try to go live before I go to work. But we're gonna see. But it is a couple things I need to talk about though. So y'all have a wonderful night. I appreciate y'all tuning in for the realest. And y'all come for the next one. Come to the next stream. I'll be up in here. Follow me on the gram. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on IG. Follow me on TikTok. All that. Y'all have a wonderful night. Get some sleep. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Peace and be one. Shout out to the chat. Eddie Kane, 4BTK. What is that? 48. TCO, Paul Hadrick, Mansoor, T. Riddler, Young Deity. I appreciate y'all. You have a good night. Peace.
We do not play by our friends. You fuck with the team.